Goes the dynamite. Now, kicking it over to Lainey Schooltree. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, for any, again, Vanna with the
Yeah.
holding up the book. Thank you.
Yes. This
Hopefully
is
you're
her.
watching us on twitch.tv/the Geek Down. If you're not and just listening, you can switch over now and see our pretty smiling faces. I myself am looking exceptionally lovely today.
No.
Radiant.
You're very kind. Thank you.
You.
All right, so Lainey, you are the composer and lead for Schooltree. How would you describe yourself? Progressive pop, prog rock?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people call it progressive rock. I call it art rock.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
Jazz, funk, gangsta, hip hop.
Yeah.
Schooltree.
I do a lot of rapping.
Mm.
A lot of freestyle.
All right, so tell us about Heterotopia.
So Heterotopia is a rock opera I started writing about 4 years ago. And it ended up being a concept double album and a book that we just released. And
Yeah, I checked out the book. I picked it up at the last live show,
Yeah.
and I was going through it. I wish I had gotten the book before
Before
attending
the
the
show?
performance.
Yeah.
Because it outlines the whole story like really well, but then also like having the lyrics of the songs
Yeah.
would have been like I could have been singing along. I'm sitting there like, wow, oh man, she's over there. Oh, the colors, man, and the whole thing would have been like a little less psychedelic, a little more focused for me.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. I thought about that. Like, I wondered if I should make a way for people to download the PDF version because we have a digital version that you can download. But I thought that might be distracting from the performance if people are like looking down at their phones
no, I
or
don't
tablets
mean,
or.
During.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, I see. Just
Kinda
like
put B into you
reading it
think I am.
before.
No, somebody, no,
What kind
no.
of animal do you think I am?
No, I agree with her because I know folks would have been like, swipe it through. Oh, okay, that's what she went. All right. So smart move. I wouldn't have figured it out. Nope. You have to just DOP. I wouldn't have. Smart move. Smart move.
Yeah, people would have ended up Facebooking and.
All right. Well, no, we mentioned I'm a ditz before. Thank you, Adam, for making point that out.
Aw.
All right. No.
So we have a book, and the book is sort of, while I was writing this and trying to explain the story to people, which at first was very hard. The story was very convoluted when I first wrote it. It was my first time like doing sort of long form narrative.
Mhm.
So I would, try all these different ways of explaining. No, it's like this. It's really simple. It's that people wouldn't get it. So eventually, I sort of started seeing these pictures in my head as a means to tell the story. Once I sort of streamlined it more. And I had these panels, which are it's like a storyboard of scenes.
Mm.
And the intention of the book was to do a sort of Art Nouveau style, like graphic novel-ish thing that's, also a crossover with liner notes. I kind of wanted to recreate this experience that I had as a kid of, taking out the CD and reading along lyrics with an album and
yes.
looking at the artwork that the band included, or pictures of
Yeah.
the band, or whatever artwork.
I used to love doing that.
Yeah.
I think
Best
we're a little
part of
older than
buying
you,
music.
so it was more instead of like opening up the CD, it was like opening up the tape and then
Yeah.
unfolding
Yeah,
that
so the-
long ass.
I loved it.
Making sure you don't mess up the crease.
There's like just enough room for the imagination to make it sort of collaborative between the listener and the band and the artist.
Well, the artwork in there is beautiful.
absolutely.
All these really vivid, colorful pictures that illustrate each song or most every song,
Mm.
and each one was unique. I read in the back there too. The artists worked specifically with you on this project. Did they co-write as well?
Yeah, so my collaborator Amanda Watkins is an illustrator, and basically we had this back and forth, mostly via email, although we met in person a couple of times, where I had these text descriptions of what I wanted the panels to be, and then she'd sort of send me ideas. She sent me a few different versions of the idea, like I think she called them thumbnails, just sketches basically, like to figure out the direction that we wanted to go in. And we developed this awesome sort of rapport between us such that it started to flow more and more. And by the end, it was like she was inside my head for the story. It was really great. So I love her work, and I was so impressed with what she came up with.
No, it was awesome. I kind of imagine that you sat right there. You sat in your place and you're like, okay, so this is what I'm seeing, right? And she's like, I'm not getting it. Okay, so I'm picturing this. And I'm not getting it. So you just like showed her your favorite like Punisher comics, and I want to look like this. And then it showed her like a Liechtenstein. I want to look like this as well. And then it showed her like a Jackson Pollock, but I want to look like this. And she like went all cockeyed and just said, okay, I'm gonna Go to my happy place.
Yeah, and then we just fought each other, and that's how we ultimately decided.
Oh, see, I like your interpretation better. No, the artwork look. Does she do your album artwork as well?
So the artwork for the new, so we sold out the first pressing of the CD, and we did new artwork for the second one to match this. So basically, I just did the design, taking from the artwork that she did for the book to sort of make it match. So yes, she did the illustrations, and I just threw them together in a designy way.
All right. Yeah, I just kind of gave him No, it came together really well. I'm damned impressed.
Thank you very much. It was about 1.5 years that we were working on the book, so it was
we've had you on in the past, and we've kind of checked up on your
Mm-hmm.
progress over the years, and this is great. Yeah, flipping through it and everything. So
Follow the project from boyhood to manhood. All right.
So I remember
what's up?
when you came on last, and I was like, you know what? I hear the CD nostalgia. We talked about a little earlier about the tape deck nostalgia, going through it.
Mhm.
That's about 30% of the reason why I collect vinyl. And I remember hearing that your Kickstarter may have a vinyl, may not have a vinyl version of this. So I've been holding out purposefully because I've been checking, like, okay, I want to get her album as soon as it comes on vinyl.
This dude has been.
So I've been asking it, where's the vinyl?
Where's
I
the
ain't seen it
vinyl?
yet, so I heard something about vinyl.
You
Is
heard
this
a
still
rumor?
happening? What's going on, lady? What's going on with the vinyl?
Yeah, so we had it mastered for vinyl. So the audio is ready to go. And
Mhm.
it's sort of a matter of me pulling together. So I've been working on production details on this project for, it feels like, my entire life. Like just the book, it totally swallowed up all of September, just sort of the back and forth. And actually getting a book ready for print, it turns out, is fairly complicated and detail-oriented work. So, and I'm kind of the only person. I'm the person in charge of everything.
Ooh.
So it's sort of like, when does Lainey have time to, like, all right,
right,
vinyl
like
has to be
musician,
designed.
band leader, author. You got
Can I
your
swing?
hands in a few things.
Yeah, line cook, professional skydiver, all that.
Masseuse,
Yeah. So, but vinyl is like my dream, and I think this album is perfect for it, and that's part of why we had it mastered for vinyl. So, what I kind of am thinking I'd like to do is do a deluxe edition vinyl that has everything, including the book, and all
yeah,
of,
it's
all
like
of the artwork,
the granddaddy
integrated.
package.
Yeah, yeah. Which it's going to be 3 discs. So 6 sides. It's very long.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a matter of like getting. I'll probably hire somebody to do the design. I don't think I want to do the design myself. And then having like the capital. You figuring out how many to print, and figuring out what the demand is. A lot of people have asked about vinyl, but it's gonna be expensive to do this. So it's sort of like, do people want it bad enough for me to do this big, huge deluxe?
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
You gotta have your incentives as well.
You want to give a
include stick of
rundown
gum
on
with each one, and
Stick of gum?
Schooltree
That's a
action
great
figure
idea.
as well.
Actually, we thought about action figures
Really?
for the characters.
Nice.
There's apparently a place
how many
locally
characters
that-
we
Do
got?
it.
You want to give a rundown of everything again too?
Yeah, can
Of
you
the
break
story?
down
Break-
Heterotopia, please?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, okay, so the story itself is about a girl who loses her body and must journey as an incorporeal spirit through this world of the collective unconscious.
Oh, who hasn't been to that scenario?
To get it back, yeah.
Without ketamine, anyway.
Pretty universal. Heterotopia, it's actually kind of like the upside down other space. It's weird. When I saw Stranger Things, I was like, oh, this is like my idea that I've been working on for 18,000
There's
years.
no Demogorgon in Heterotopia, so this is your own thing.
That's true. No, it's very common, this sort of like underworld, otherworld thing. There are a lot of different stories that incorporate it.
Right.
And so she's trapped in this other space, and in order to get home again, she ends up going on this sort of adventure to find this siren at the bottom of a river who, maybe can help her, maybe not, and, wackiness ensues.
The Lady of the Lake, but, with cojones.
Yeah. Yes. So, so there, I don't know, I think there are like 6 characters total. If we count, like, Susie, the main character, who...
Oh, you have to count Susie.
Well, what I mean is,
Well,
if we
both
count her
Susies?
different iterations, so
Yeah.
she's like, initially she's whole, and then she becomes split into a ghost and her body, the zombie, who is also walking around without her and being kind of a jerk.
Also, I like how she got a little badass at the end there.
Yep.
Yes, yeah, she finally finds her badassery. Cat Centipede is like the
Cat centipede.
there's a 100-legged cat that she follows into the other world. It's sort of like the White Rabbit of the story.
Well, I got elements of Alice in Wonderland, also of like Greek tragedy, and a little bit of more medieval fare, kind of like King Arthur type
Interesting.
stories.
Okay.
The concept of the enchanted elemental, I'll consider the Lake Siren an elemental
Okay.
persona there.
I like that.
And I mean, I'm guessing that
It's
wasn't
just like I'm
intentionally.
using all of this.
Well, I'm
for the
guessing
press
that wasn't
release.
like the intent musically. Where did the inspiration for each of those come from, if I may ask?
The inspiration for the different characters?
Yeah,
or-
because the representation could be something along the lines of like Dream Theater or Rhapsody.
Yeah.
That's what I was hearing. Am I way off base? Am I just going, too left field with it, or was that? I'm guessing no. You're with Gabby, like.
You said Dream Theater?
Yeah.
I actually haven't listened to that much Dream Theater.
Really?
But I was listening to a lot of 70s era progressive rock music. So I was sort of like fell in love with that maybe 10 or so years ago, and it became kind of an obsession and all that I listened to. So
Overview stuff
like
like
Genesis
Rush, or are you going
and-
like really deep? Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
like early Genesis is one of my favorites.
Wait, Phil
and
Collins
then-
for you then? Why?
No, I love Phil Collins.
Okay, all right, about to say.
I was more of a Peter Gabriel guy. I think.
Yeah,
I love them
to this
both.
day, you disgust me for it. No. I think Phil Collins has gotten a bad rap.
I love Phil Collins.
He's one of the
just-
most hated men in music, isn't he?
Which is ridiculous
Well,
I
because
heard
he's
that
the
too.
most rock and roll looking guy
yeah, he is.
in the world. I think that's
like-
what it is. And you're like,
he's
why does this
business
guy rock so
casual.
hard though? Yeah, he's just like the doughy white guy with glasses and bald head, and you're like, man, that guy is not a. Oh my god, he sounds great. But you can't admit
Lainey,
it.
you're telling me you wouldn't let your hotel doorman rock out with you? Because that's what Phil Collins comes from.
No, I totally would. He totally does rock. I mean,
He
Peter
does
Gabriel
rock.
era Genesis is probably like my favorite.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
No, for that era, I'd say Rush is what really moved me, because they started off just like bass. It's like it's music. It's kind of progressive, but then they went way deep into the peyote.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Almost
So we
like
got-
Neil
Put on their
Peart, like
kimono.
thousand
You're
piece
not a
drum
fan.
set.
I gather.
I the first time I ever got stoned, I was listening to the Camera Eye, I think. So like I have like fondness for Rush, but I never really like loved them as much as a progressive music lover should. I feel kind of
Hey, I'm
I
not
feel
a big
some
Rush
shame
fan
about
either.
this, but
No,
I'm not a big Rush
but I'm
fan.
not. I don't love them like I love Yes and King Crimson and Genesis.
What about
and-
Zappa? Yeah, Zappa fan.
Which one?
Frank.
Okay. All right. They've each dropped their own work. I mean,
Zappa plays Zappa.
But even if you're talking about Frank Zappa, there's his
102
discography is
albums?
so
Is it
intimidating.
102 albums?
That-
I wouldn't. Yeah, but I mean, he was a crazy person.
He was
Yes.
an amazing musician.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
it's-
saying he wasn't, but he was also a crazy person.
Well, that's what comes out.
Possibly.
Brian
I
Wilson
don't-
was,
I didn't
was,
know
was an amazing
personally.
musician as well. We saw what happened to him
Who?
from the Beach Boys.
Brian Wilson.
Oh,
yeah.
Brian Wilson. Okay, I didn't hear you.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it?
Pet
Yeah.
Sounds.
Well, you need a little crazy to be.
You know
That
that
was
it's
not
way-
unfortunate
that was
too.
more than a little
There's
crazy.
Frank's
That was-
kids, Dweezil and Amit, are fighting over the right to Frank's music
Yep.
They
or
are.
to play it. But I think
They've been fighting that for a
Amit's
while,
like says he can't use Zappa in the title. Like that's his name.
It's just yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah, that
there's a
was pretty sad.
whole thing going on right now. Not to digress, but
All right,
this is,
so-
yeah.
so
Not
Lady-
to mention the hologram tour.
Right, that's happening, right?
That's
a
what
Frank
I'm going
Zappa
for.
hologram tour happening.
I just want to make myself a hologram.
Oh my God.
That's
Can you do
the
that?
dream.
I want me, Frank Zappa, and Tupac hologram to all do like a 3-piece.
I want to see a Michael Jackson
If Michael
hologram.
Jackson just moved, Michael Jackson hologram just moved.
Yeah, just
That's the opener.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be perfect for the main character who's a ghost.
Yes, it would.
Oh,
Smart. Smart.
So all I need is $1 million bajillion dollars, and
We'll
we're
start
ready
with the vinyl first,
to-
and then for the granddaddy package, we'll throw in the hologram to get to have lunch with you one day.
No. I'll see some of my deep web friends, and we'll explore some software that fell off a truck. All right,
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do for
Call
Heterotopia.
Mr.
All right.
Robot. See if we make
The last
this
time I
happen.
explored the software you gave me, the government took my computer. My friend.
All right, we'll just we'll avoid that file, that folder you have called tax returns 2016.
Oh my God! I
Alright.
thought I was the only one who did that.
All right.
So when you die, they close your
Learning
computer.
so much about Schooltree here.
Everybody needs tax returns, okay?
Let me just see what you made last year. Oh my God!
That's what you mean.
That's what we call a money shot.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you one of these
Wow.
right there. Just don't leave it hanging.
Tax
Don't leave it
return.
hanging. That is earned right there. All right. Okay. So now we've gone to that place. What's next for Schooltree? What's coming up?
Well, I gotta write a new album, like, immediately.
Well, what's the rush there?
Well, I feel like it's, we have some momentum now. We've been selling the album all over the world. It's crazy. Every week I'm sending out the album to different countries, and
That's awesome.
Countries.
yeah. Last week was Norway and Italy. We've been kind of blowing up in Germany a little bit.
Germany, yeah.
There was a review in Eclipsed magazine. And our distributor we've been working with out there has needed to order like a couple more boxes. They keep selling out.
Damn. All
You
right.
said you want to do this new
Good
album.
stuff,
Do you
man.
find when you're in that headspace of like kind of just doing this for so long, do you find it kind of hard to break away, or is it easy? Like, wow, I want to start fresh. I got all these ideas.
Yeah, definitely the latter. I feel I feel a little trapped by my own design with Heterotopia. It's been so long and actually like much more successful than I expected it to
Right.
be. So I've ended up spending a lot more time, on production details and making more and putting it out into the world and talking about
Yeah.
it. And I'm sort of like,
Ready.
it feels
to
like my
kinda-
beautiful prison that I'm ready to break
Oh,
out
yeah.
of.
Don't feel
do something totally
sheepish
different.
about it. There are worse problems to have than oh my
No,
god.
I'm not complaining at all. Like this is the best possible problem to have. It's just sort of
But you can be kind of, you got all this other stuff. You can kind of like when George Harrison and the Beatles broke up, he went and just made a bunch of music. You know what I mean? There's a lot of artists that are kind of trapped doing this one thing, but then they're like,
getting all
True.
pent
as
up.
soon as they're done, they can like, wow, my creativity can fly in so many different directions.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just open up my tax returns folder and just.
All right. So look
I can't wait till Tax Return Album 2018 comes out.
The visual album.
I wonder what the Kickstarter package for that will be. Yeah.
Dude,
If you want a
A
personal
lot of
audit,
perks.
dude, record sales, I promise you. All right, so look out for Schooltree's Pet Sounds
Yeah.
and subsequent subsequent arraignment. Okay, so give our listeners the info on where they can keep up with Schooltree. Maybe even get a copy of the book and the album for themselves.
Yes. So the website is schooltreemusic.com. And I just set up a store on the website where you can buy the book and the album, and there's some discounts, and I should probably put some other things that we have up there for sale as well.
Yeah, might as well.
We have t-shirts and like stickers and stuff.
nice.
Yeah. So schooltreemusic.com, and we're obviously on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
All the
Keep up
normal,
with all the stuff.
normal haunts. Yeah.
iTunes
Social
Store.
meds.
iTunes Store.
Yes, you can. Yes,
SoundCloud.
iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud,
All over.
MySpace.
YouTube. We actually had there's a fellow who sort of has his own channel on YouTube. He put up the whole album, and we've got up to like 8,000 views, I think.
Pretty
Wow.
nice.
There you go.
Is that allowed though? Like you guys get
Oh, yeah.
permission?
Oh yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
all
Well,
right.
the way that YouTube collects, like, I don't know if you'd call it royalties, but the way they collect money for you is they use whatever technology they use. They can detect the music even if somebody else puts it up.
Oh, good stuff.
Oh.
Good stuff.
And
I'd
just
have asked you to bring a
stick
cut
ads
so
on
we could play on the show, but we've been getting flagged for various content. But no, Johnny, we didn't.
Oh,
This man over
Uh-oh.
there,
Johnny about to come across the table.
the deer in the headlights. Look,
I
wow.
did something wrong.
Like, how you gonna tell me this on the air?
No. Everything we've put up over the past few weeks, with permission even, has been getting flagged. And
Oh,
they have an
no.
automated system that we're still trying to work out. So you all have to go to schooltreemusic.com to get the inside stuff, or find you guys on social media.
Mhm.
All right. And
Yep.
before we go, just to put you on the spot, best prog rock group.
Best group ever, Klaatu.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Which
Most
I'm
underrated.
unfamiliar with.
Most underrated.
something else.
People thought they were the Beatles. They're a Canadian
Mhm.
prog rock band, sort of like a very orchestral rock. And they had a few albums. The best of which might have been their concept album called Hope. It's fantastic stuff, and
It is a concept because it's not real.
It's not real because I never heard of them.
Oh, wow. All right. I'd have gone Symphony X myself.
Symphony X.
I love Symphony X.
I don't know them.
You don't know Symphony?
No.
I get to teach some musicians something. This will be awesome.
Yeah.
Not right now.
All right. Well, after the show.
Okay.
From now on, you all check out schooltreemusic.com. And, I mean, Lainey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
and we'll have you on again when you the tax return album comes
yeah,
out.
totally.
Yeah.
Can you come back?
Yes, absolutely.
We'll be happy to have you when you do.
Absolutely.
Tax day, April.
Oh.
April
Next
All right.
April, it's happening.
Taxual healing.
What has happened to the
Healing.
show?
And
All right.
I'm supposed to be going next, right?
Yeah, I'm going to kick it over, man.
Let
JM
me get it
Thriller
together.
Priest. You have the inside stuff on WWE